Alright, the last issue that we're going to deal with is using key signature transposition versus keyless transposition. Now, by default, when I set up my document in the setup wizard and I tell it what instruments I want, it's automatically going to use a key signature in order to transpose my B flat instruments, my E flat instruments, etc. into the appropriate keys. Now, when I'm writing, I've been writing everything with this displaying concert pitch selected, so that I don't have to think about the transpositions. I'm just writing and thinking of everything in concert pitch and letting Finale do the work for me. This is really convenient. The issue is that in some music that uses a lot of chromatic notes, it's not really ideal to have a key signature. As you can see here, these instruments are moving through a lot of different accidentals in different spots because we're not just thinking inside one tonal center. There's no key signature here, but this song is in the key of F. It's not in the key of C, but even in the key of F, there's tons of notes that are outside the key. The problem is that right now I'm writing in the key of C. When I deselect displaying concert pitch, suddenly my trumpet player is forced into D, my alto player is in A, tenor player is in D, and the bari sax player is in A. And this isn't really ideal for the accidentals that are present. What we're going to do is we're actually going to look at a way where we can open the score manager again and tell it that we want to use keyless transposition instead of key signature transposition. Let's see what that looks like. If I go to Window, Score Manager, I can actually edit the properties for each one of these instruments. So if I click on my trumpet staff in the left corner here, I can actually come down here and it'll give me options for my notation style, transposition, and staff. If I click transposition, I'm going to scroll down to other instead of using one of these key signature methods. If I select other, I can simply now select chromatic and make sure that it's still a B flat transposition that's up a major second. And now I hit OK. Now we can see that I have the same notes, but there's no key signature. Let's do the same for each one of our staffs. We're going to click the alto line, click transposition, other, and switch it to chromatic. Our trombone line doesn't need any transposition. Let's go to tenor sax, transposition, other, chromatic. Baritone sax, transposition, other, chromatic. And we can see that it's the right transposition here. Now, this is great. I just see no key signature, but I know that my notes are transposed, and now my musicians can read without having to worry about canceling out a key signature they didn't need in the first place. Now, I do want to be kind to my musicians and think about the different accidentals that are present. With the Speedy Entry tool, I can go through and make decisions about where I should include courtesy accidentals. Right now, as I'm looking through this trumpet line, the first thing that I see is that there's an A sharp here, and I want to let the trumpet player know that this is now an A natural. I'm going to get on top of the note and hit Shift 8, which will get me a star, and that star will give me a courtesy natural. As I'm moving forward, I'm noticing that now I'm switching to F natural instead of F sharp, so again I'm going to use Shift star. Let's do the same for each one of our parts. As I'm looking here, first thing that jumps out to me is that we have this B flat, and we've had a lot of sharps. I'd kind of prefer, if I were reading this line, to see an A sharp here. I'm going to get on top of this note and hit the number 9 to change the accidental to A sharp instead of B flat. I'm going to come back over here and do the same thing for this B flat. To me, that's a little easier to read. However, when I get here, I'm now using an A natural, and I was just using those A sharps. Let's be kind to them and use a courtesy natural. I'm going to hit Shift 8, and that'll give me my courtesy natural. Trombone player is doing okay. I don't see any issues here, except maybe in this case I don't know that a D flat would be my ideal choice. This interval is basically a major third from D flat to A, but let's make it look like a third. Why not? By making a C sharp, we'll hit the number 9, and we're switched to C sharp. Let's look at our tenor line. I have the C sharp here. We're at C natural. I'd prefer to see that as C natural, so let's hit Shift 8 or star, and now we're there. Last but not least, for our bari sax line. Now, in my personal taste, I don't mind the E sharp here. Some people would prefer to see an F natural, but I guess it just depends on who's reading it. Let's make it F natural. In this one case, because we have these C sharps here, I'm going to go ahead and make this a C natural here by hitting star. Well, now you can see the benefit of using this keyless transposition instead of using the key signature. The key signature just creates some problems that we don't need, especially as we're moving forward and we're using more and more chromatic notes. It's going to be important that we make it as easy as possible for our musicians to read what we wrote. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about any of these things, please feel free to post via Twitter, Facebook, in the YouTube comments, whatever works best for you. Hopefully now you can move forward and easily explode, implode, reorder your staffs, and use keyless or key signature transposition. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.